Welcome back to another episode of Canadian Stacker. Today, I'm on top of the school bus. I figured, why not? I'd film up here. This is where we pull our rafts up at the end of the day. I climb up here and I drag them up here and I load up the rafts and the kayaks. And I'm just waiting on my crew. They should be here in about 20 or 30 minutes. And I figured I'd have a quick chat about some stuff that was going on. And, right now, China's been dumping bonds. They're talking about it. China had at one point a high of 1.1 trillion dollars worth of denominated in bond debt. And they've slowly been selling it off, and now they're down to about 850 billion. And they're talking that China might dump the entire swath of bonds all in one shot. And what would that do to the economy? Well, right now, the Federal Reserve has announced that they're issuing $500 billion in new bonds, and they're going to have to use the reverse repo market in order to do it. And if China came along and started selling their bonds, well, they'd take a big haircut, and it would cause them some pain. But what would it do for the United States? Well, instantly it would ramp up inflation again. We would be right back into that inflationary cycle again. This would be very bad. So that's the reason why the U.S. sent over a team. They were over talking with China because we don't want them doing that with their debt. I'm sure that there's been some backdoor deals made, some talks about what's happening with Taiwan. And that would put a lot of pressure on the United States government. And it probably ultimately wouldn't be a good thing. But something I find a little bit more shocking right now that's in the interwebs and going around on the YouTube channels and the podcasts and everything. I've been hearing a lot about BlackRock and how they're the ones that are trying to drive this agenda, the Bud Light agenda and the Target agenda and all this stuff that involves that, and how they want to force compliance on people. Yeah, that's right. You heard me correctly. They want to force compliance. So you got these rich fat cat white guys that are old, that want to force us to basically accept everything that they want us to accept, from all the stupid crap that's going around, forcing the agenda, like what I talked in my last video, forcing that agenda on everyone. And they don't care what level of pain they have to bring, but they're going to force compliance. And like I said, we got a battle coming for hearts and minds. It's already here. Do I think there's enough strong people in the world to stop it? I haven't got a clue. I don't really know. I know that I do my part here where I'm at, and I make my attempts to, make my world a better place. But yeah, the other day when I was filming right here when I was doing the walk, and I walked right here where all this water is, all the way over there. And the water levels come up about 9 feet, because we had a huge rainstorm. So an update on the forest fires in my area. Most of them that are close to me are out. The nearest fire to me now is about 200 kilometers away, or about, 120, 130 miles. The smoke content's almost gone. Yeah, there's been a little bit of it here and there. It's not too bad. So things are a little bit better. But we still got some raging wildfires further up north, and it's still causing us some grief. But as for things that are close to my home, I don't think there's a fire burning with 140 kilometers or about 75 miles of my house. So everything seems to be doing better that way. But so I wanted to give that information on BlackRock and wanting to force compliance, and everybody's going to go broke. Basically, and BlackRock basically said, they're going to basically refuse to fund you, refuse to finance you if you don't follow their agenda. They're going to make it hard for businesses. So that's where we get to the whole mentality of stacking our silver content, right? In gold, we want to not be part of the system. We want to take our counterparty risk, and we want to be debt free, and we want to be able to finance ourselves and our own requirements, because they want to crush us into capitulation, and that's not a good thing. And if you remember, a little while ago, I said I was going to order a couple of magnificent maples from Sol. I went ahead and I did that. I fired off the email to Sol, and I placed in the bid. I put a picture up there, and Sol sold me at that dip that we had the other day some maple there, some magnificent maples. I got them at $390-ish per coin, or $39 an ounce. And for magnificent maples, that's a pretty sweet deal. The other bullion dealers, you know, silver something bull. They're you know, they're about $45-50 more, so you're paying an extra $3 to $4 an ounce over what I got it from Saul. I'm also contemplating picking up a couple of the King's Tudors now that it's switched over to his face on it there. I figured maybe I'd pick up a couple of them, and I'm looking at possibly picking up a couple of rounds there, some RCM rounds maybe for the giveaway there on the 4th. So 4 for the 4th. I don't know what I'm going to give away myself. I've got some fine contributors that are sending some stuff in. I'm looking forward to seeing what they sent, and I'll just top up whatever they don't send with whatever, you know, whatever I feel. Maybe I might just wind up doing the top up in half ounce, maybe TD rounds, or maybe I'll give away a couple of polar bears or something. I don't know. We're gonna make it interesting on the 4th. And I was also talking to Saul down in Ottawa there. He's going to see if he's got time for me for that live stream, which will be on 8:30 p.m. on the 4th. So he's going to see if he can donate some of his time to come on, maybe answer some questions in the live stream there that you guys might have about who he is, where he is, and how you get in touch with him. Because he does have, I'd have to say, the best deals on new silver, because he doesn't sell older silver. He doesn't do that. He will buy and he will sell it if it comes along his way, but he's more of a all new metal guy. But yeah, he'll be there to maybe be able to answer some questions on any topics that you guys might have during the live stream. So silver, I'm not sure if you guys saw that little bit of a pullback we had there. It was quite nice. I jumped on the bus there and I shot from the hip and picked up a little bit of stuff. I was able to get from my local coin shop there. I got another 20 ounces there at 35 an ounce on some generic buffaloes, which is kind of nice. So you know, what was I at there? Like $4, maybe $3.75 over spot on some older rounds, which is fine by me. Now silver, I think it was Silver Dragons. It was at his dealer there, and they were selling Canadian junk silver on one of the previous. I'm pretty sure it was Silver Dragons, and basically they showed this world coin bin where you can get stuff at spot. Now I haven't had an opportunity to try and contact the coin shop which he deals with, but he says you can buy Canadian 80% that's in there. They got some $50 in there for spot. Spot plus a quarter or something American. So if there's any American people that are interested, that's 80% junk silver. Every $1 is a sixth of an ounce of silver. So, you know, if you get yourself, I think it's $1.55 or $1.60, you get yourself 1 ounce. So, you know, if you're interested in getting some heritage silver, Silver Dragon's dealer there, he has a bucket that you could buy from. And it just so happened when SD was digging through, he found an eagle that was scratched up that was in there that he bought at almost spot. It was kind of convenient that there was one eagle in that bucket that was at almost spot for him to purchase during his show. You know, I really wish I could get a scratched up eagle for spot, because I'm telling you, I would buy every eagle I could find at spot. Scratched up, you know, marred up, water spotted, dented, as long as it weighs what it's supposed to weigh, and, you know, the pocket pinger or the magnet tells me it's good. Well, I would buy everything up that I could find at spot. So I don't know if you American stackers can get a hold of that guy and maybe arrange shipping, or if there's a purchase that you'd want. Maybe that'd be something you'd be interested in. And there's another stacker who I follow. His name is Bald Guy Money. He put out a video today about how the price of silver that you need to be in the top 5%, top 1% of, you know, all silver stackers in North America and in the United States. He did an updated video on it. I find his content absolutely awesome. He basically said that you know, the amount of silver, because of all the buying that's been going on the past year and all the new entries into the market, the range to be in that top 1%, the top 5% has changed. You know, I believe to be in the high end of the top 5%, he said you had to have 170 ounces of silver to be in the high end of the 5%. The low end, I think he said, was 121 or something ounces of silver. You know, that's pretty cool information to have. You know, the top 1%, I think it was 1,200 ounces to join the top 1% minimum. So I don't know if there's anybody that's in our community that has that, you know, but if you do, congratulations. Myself, I kind of fit in between those two ranges. And, you know, I'm okay with that. I'm more than happy to have my silver holdings where they're at. You know, like I don't have, you know, 1,200 to 1,400 ounces of silver just laying in my house. Like I have some. I got some gold, but I don't have what he was saying. I think he was saying something like 50,000 American worth in silver or something. You needed to be in the top 1%. That's a little bit above me by a bit. But you know, anybody who's got any amount of silver, I'd say anything is good. You know, for a beginner stacker, if you had like, I don't know, 5 or 10 ounces of you know, heritage Canadian silver, you know, you're doing better than 99% of the people in the world. I'm not 99 because he said, oh wait, he said silver stackers. So, you know, there's just under 300 million silver stackers. So, yeah, 99% of the world, you'd be ahead of 99% of the world because you'd have that. You know, I don't know if anybody here listens to the news over in bear territory or not, but the president of that particular country, he basically told NATO to go F itself yesterday, literally in the Russian terminology for that. Oh, there's the word. He basically told us to go F ourselves and that he was going to end NATO. You can go look up that video. It's out there. He's literally saying it's over. There's a big defense meeting coming up in about 12 days. I can't remember what it's called, but it starts with the letter V. Anybody who knows what the name of that meeting is, I can't remember what it is, but it starts with a V. Just pop it down in the chat there. Tactical, you know, nuclear missiles have been moved into Belarus now. Germany's screaming for nuclear weapons. They want their own. Yeah, things are getting ugly in Europe and around the world, you know, and these are trying times. And I strongly suggest that you get your preps in order, you get your spirit in order, and you know, you make sure that you're ready to go. I myself, I live pretty remote. There's no locations of interest to any government here to come and take care of. There is a very large water dam, which is right over here, about 10, 12 kilometers. Sure, maybe that might be one, but other than that, once I leave here, I drive 35, 40 kilometers home. There's nothing around me for almost an hour drive in every direction of any value. So I'm thinking I'm in the spot that's somewhat okay. You know, like yeah, you know, like I never thought in my life I'd be thinking about the end of the world and you know, the possibility of nuclear Armageddon happening in my lifetime. Like I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and you know, we had the Cuban Missile Crisis, but I was too young to remember that. And you know, we had other things, but the Cold War pretty much ended. You know, when I was like 12, it was all over, and then we had the period of relative peace and prosperity. Yeah, we did have the first Gulf War, but you know, the whole coalition got together and took care of that rather quickly. And I lived and grew up through a fairly stable time, you know, and I never realized how the world worked until I started, you know, putting my big boy pants on back in the early 2000s. And then I realized that it's not maybe quite the nicest place that I thought it was, and I started, you know, taking things seriously. So, you know, once again, you know, life's short. We got to make sure that we're ready for, you know, the time when it's our time. You know, like so. You know, making sure that you're ready to go at a moment's notice is good. You know, and for the other way, you know, make sure there's oil in your lamp, and make sure that, you know, like you go to bed wearing the full armor, because I'm telling you, you could get called in the middle of the night and poof, you're gone, and then you're right there in the throne room, and then you got to answer, right? So, you know, there's a little bit there, you know, like you got to make sure that you're ready. You know, me, I fell away for a fair bit, you know, like I used to. Yeah, I went through a dark period where I wasn't really wanting to be part of it at all anymore. You know, I was tired, but I've come back around, and yeah, I'm waiting now. You know, like everyone else, I'm waiting for it, and I'm ready. So, You know, I'm not saying that I won't be tried, because, you know, the Lord said there'll be tribulations, right? You know, so I don't know what's going to come, but I know that my spiritual house is in order, and yeah. You know, I hope that everybody else is. But like I said, the 4 for the 4th is coming up. Like I said, also I purchased that magnificent maple. Like I put in the chat there, I said that I would probably pick up some, so that they're on their way from Saul. I'll do a live stream or something to unbox that when they show up. But until then, you know, keep stacking, keep your thumb to the sky, you know, like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content, you know, and leave a comment for me. Let me know what you thought. You know, I'm just doing a quick video today. I didn't have a whole lot of time this week. I've been working pretty hard, so I didn't get to research too much. So all I had for you was pretty much BlackRock, China still doing China things, and, you know, the elites doing what they're continuing to do, you know, and pretty much that's about it. So, you know, until next time, you know, keep at her, keep awesome, keep happy, and Canadian Stacker out.